Hey everyone, Kevin here from Missouri Clark Life, and decided I was going to do another cooking video. And I've got a few subscribers that enjoy seeing some of the cooking that I do, and I thought just kind of mix it up. I'd call it the Poor Man's Cooking Video hosted by Missouri Clark Life. So what I'm doing is I'm going to be making a stew. And I'm not doing it like I normally do. Normally I would get like the stew meat already cut and processed at the local grocery store, or I would use some kind of roast, or not roast, but some kind of pork roast. But today I'm going to use ham, and this is a farmland hickory smoked ham. It's about 2.5 pounds. Doubt if I use all of that. I'll probably use about 3/4 that. I'll chop it up probably 1-inch cubes. I'm also going to use the Green Giant baby cut carrots, and I'll probably cut those up in thirds. And then I'm going to start out with 3 red potatoes. And on the potatoes, I never worry about skinning them or anything. I just get the eyes cut out of them and any bad spots. And then I'll chop them up also in probably, I'd say, 1-inch cubes. I'm going to use half onion, and I'll cut it up about the same way as probably about 1/2 inch to 1-inch cubes. Now this right here is our homegrown basil that we grew this summer, and we got a bunch of that stored. It's real easy to grow, and you get it all dried out, and then you can put it in jars. So this is our homegrown basil, and I'm going to use our homegrown green and yellow beans that Miss Kitty done this winter. She blanched and froze them. Blanched and froze them, and we had several quarts of those in our freezer, so I'm going to use that. Also going to use 1 can of whole kernel sweet corn, and then a can of diced tomatoes that's garlic roasted, and onion. And then I'm also going to use just a little bit of the seasonal salt in this. And we'll go ahead and we'll use McCormick's beef stew. Now normally what I do when I make my stews or anything like that, I'll chop everything up, and I'm not going to bore you guys with taking time to chop everything up. I'll show you that later. But I chop everything up, get the vegetables all chopped up and the meat all chopped up the way I want it, and then I layer it in the pan. And then once I got everything in there, then I'll put my seasoning mixes and everything on top, so that all kinds of flush down into the stew. But like I said, normally when I make a stew, I'll either use pork or I'll use the pre-cut beef meat at the local grocery store. But this is going to be a little bit different because I've made ham chili before, and it turns out really good. So you can use any kind of ham you want. That's the ham I just grabbed real quick at the store the other day. So it's 2.5 pounds. I imagine I'll only use probably half of that. So anyway, I'll get that all processed and cut up, and then I'll show you guys how that turns out. Oh, and this is the crock pot I'm going to use it in. This is probably about a 5.5 quart crock pot. And I'm going to get everything processed today, put it in the refrigerator, then first thing in the morning I'll get it out and get it to cooking. But I'll probably run it about 8.5 hours in this crock pot on low, and it should turn out pretty good before it's all over with. So we'll give a quick shot out here of our flowers. Like I said, always nice to have some flowers in the house. Just another lazy Saturday. Decided to do a little cooking show. So hope everybody enjoys this, and once I get everything cut up and processed, I'll throw it in the crock pot and give you probably a quick shot of that too. So have a good one, and check the next sequence out. We'll see how it turns out. Bye bye. Okay everybody, so I've got everything cubed up and mixed up into the crock pot, and this is what it turns out to look like after everything's in there. Again, like I said, as far as all the vegetables, I went ahead and layered them, a few potatoes, a few carrots, a few onions, and then just repeat the process till I get all the vegetables in there. And then I've got a really good layer of ham on top of all of that. Now, when it comes to my seasoning, I went ahead and put the seasoning into a measuring cup, and then I used the juices from the diced tomatoes that are roasted garlic and onion, and then the juice from the sweet corn. I used that to go ahead and mix up the seasoning, and then I could pour that all over the top of this with the seasoning getting into the ham. Then everything should go ahead and bleed down into the vegetables real good. But also wanted to let everyone know that when it come to the potatoes, I ended up using 4 potatoes instead of just the 3. And then on the 2-pound bag of carrots, I only ended up using a half bag of that. So a pound of carrots, baby carrots would be fine. And then the ham was I believe it was 2.5 pounds. Well, I ended up using about 2/3 of it. So you could probably a pound and a quarter be fine on your ham if you ever try this at home. Like I said, it's kind of a trial and error deal, so it looks like it's going to turn out real good. I'll put this in the refrigerator, and first thing in the morning I'll get up, put it on inside the crock pot and get it going. Should take, I'd say I'm going to go ahead and do it like I normally do a roast or a stew, and make it probably about 8 hours. So it looks like it's going to be really yummy. And like I said, you might want to on the carrots, just go ahead and a 1-pound bag of carrots and probably a pound and a quarter of ham, something like that. The ham, I'll go ahead and freeze it, and we'll have it for something later on. And everything should go ahead as far as the seasoning. I put all the hams on top, so I didn't layer it. I wanted it all on top. That way the ham, the seasoning, and all of that will bleed down into the vegetables, and it'll all mix up real good tomorrow. So I hope everybody enjoyed this, and everybody's interested in some of the cooking I do. And again, we'll just call this the Poor Man's Cooking Show, hosted by Missouri Clark Life. So guys, have a good time. Really enjoy cooking and messing around with stuff like that. It's nothing fancy, and I hope everyone enjoys it. May do a quick video tomorrow and let you know if this tasted okay too. So talk to y'all later, and I appreciate everybody who subscribed and liked and commented on our channel. Bye bye.